everyone. Welcome back to Practice English Anytime. I'm Maya.
And I'm Alex. Today we have a topic that could genuinely help you one day, maybe even save you a lot of stress.
That's right. Today we are talking about getting lost in a foreign country and how to ask for help in English.
Yes, getting lost is something almost every traveler experiences at some point. Wrong turn, missed a sign, phone battery dies. It happens to everyone.
And knowing exactly what to say in that moment can turn a stressful situation into a manageable one.
We will follow Maya and me as we get lost in an unfamiliar city, approach different people for help, and eventually find our way.
We will also stop from time to time to explain important vocabulary.
So don't worry if you are a beginner. We always speak slowly and clearly.
Just relax and enjoy the story.
But before we start, we have a small question for you.
Listen carefully and try to find the answer.
Here is today's question.
When you ask someone for directions and they don't know the area either, what polite phrase do they often use to say they cannot help?
The answer is in the story. If you find it, please write it in the comments below.
Writing your answer in English is great practice, so please try.
All right. Are you ready?
Let's begin the story.
Alex, I think we took a wrong turn somewhere. Nothing looks familiar anymore.
A wrong turn? A mistaken change of direction while walking or driving?
Yes, a wrong turn means you turned in the incorrect direction, taking you off your intended path. It's one of the most common reasons people get lost.
Familiar? Recognizable? Something you have seen before?
Yes, familiar means known or recognizable from previous experience. When nothing looks familiar, it means you don't recognize anything around you, a clear sign you might be lost.
Let me check my phone. Oh no, my battery is almost dead and I don't have data here anyway.
Battery is almost dead. The phone's power is nearly finished.
Yes, when we say a battery is dead, it means it has no power left. Almost dead means very close to running out completely.
And no data? No internet connection through your mobile network?
Yes, data refers to mobile internet access. Without data, you can't use maps or search for directions online. A very common travel problem.
Okay, let's stay calm. Panicking won't help us find our way.
Panicking, feeling sudden, uncontrollable fear or anxiety.
Yes, panicking means losing control due to fear, often making poor decisions as a result. Staying calm is always the best first step when you realize you're lost.
You're right. Let's think logically. What's our best option?
Logically, using clear, sensible reasoning rather than emotion.
Yes. Thinking logically means approaching a problem step by step with clear reasoning instead of reacting emotionally.
I think our best option is to ask someone for directions. There's a shop just ahead. Let's try there.
Good idea. Approaching a shop is usually safer and more reliable than asking a random person on the street.
Reliable, trustworthy, likely to give correct and helpful information?
Yes, reliable means dependable and trustworthy. Shop workers are usually reliable sources of local information because they know the area well.
Let's stop here for a moment.
Great start! Let's look at some important words we just heard.
First word, a wrong turn. A mistaken change of direction while walking or driving.
Second word, familiar. Known or recognizable from previous experience.
Third word, battery is dead. The phone's power has completely run out.
Fourth word, data. Mobile internet access on your phone.
Fifth word, to panic. To feel sudden, uncontrollable fear or anxiety.
Sixth word, logically. Using clear, sensible reasoning rather than emotion.
Seventh word, reliable, dependable, and trustworthy.
7 important words. Now let's go back to the story. Time to ask for help.
Excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you, but could you help us? We seem to be a bit lost.
I'm sorry to bother you. A polite phrase used before interrupting someone.
Yes, I'm sorry to bother you is a very polite way of getting someone's attention before asking for help. It shows respect for their time.
Of course. No problem at all. Where are you trying to get to?
We're trying to find the central train station. We were supposed to meet a friend there 20 minutes ago.
We were supposed to, meaning it was planned or expected, but it didn't happen as intended?
Yes, we're supposed to describe something that was planned or expected to happen, often implying it hasn't happened yet, or happened differently than planned.
Ah, the train station. You're actually not too far. Do you see that tall building with the clock tower in the distance?
In the distance, far away, but still visible?
Yes. In the distance means something is visible, but located quite far from where you currently are.
Yes, I can see it.
Great. Head straight towards it, then turn left at the second traffic light. The station will be right in front of you.
Head straight, walk directly forward without turning?
Yes. To head straight towards something means to walk directly in that direction, without any turns or detours.
Right in front of you, directly ahead, immediately visible?
Yes. Right in front of you means directly ahead, very close and easy to see once you arrive.
That's incredibly helpful. Thank you so much. About how long will it take to walk there?
Maybe 10 minutes, if you walk at a normal pace.
At a normal pace? Walking at a regular, average speed?
Yes. Pace refers to the speed at which you move. A normal pace means neither rushing nor walking too slowly, just an average, comfortable speed.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your help. You've saved us.
You've saved us. An expression meaning someone has helped enormously in a difficult situation.
Yes, you've saved us is a warm, appreciative expression, meaning someone's help was extremely valuable and got you out of a difficult situation.
No worries at all. Good luck finding your friend.
Let's pause here for a moment.
Lots of useful direction asking phrases. Let's review.
First, I'm sorry to bother you, a polite phrase used before interrupting someone for help.
Second, we're supposed to describes something that was planned but didn't happen as intended.
Third, in the distance, visible but located far away.
Fourth, head straight. Walk directly forward without turning.
Fifth, right in front of you, directly ahead, immediately visible.
Sixth, at a normal pace. Walking at a regular, average speed.
Seventh, you've saved us, an expression meaning someone's help was extremely valuable.
7 more phrases. Now let's go back to the story. Sometimes people can't help. Let's see what happens then.
Now, let's talk about what happens when someone can't help you. This happens too, especially if you ask a tourist or someone who's also new to the area.
That's true. What should you say if you ask someone and they don't know?
Let's imagine that situation now. Excuse me, do you know where the nearest pharmacy is?
I'm so sorry. I'm not from around here myself. I'm not really sure.
Not from around here? Not a local? Unfamiliar with the area?
Yes. Not from around here means the person isn't local. They don't live in or know that particular area well, so they can't give reliable directions.
No worries at all. Thank you anyway.
Thank you anyway. Expressing gratitude even though the person couldn't actually help?
Yes, thank you anyway is polite, even when someone couldn't provide the help you needed. It shows appreciation for their willingness to try.
What other polite phrases can people use if they genuinely can't help?
A few common ones. I wish I could help, but I have no idea. Or, sorry, that's not my area. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Or simply, I'm afraid I can't help you with that.
That's not my area, meaning that specific location or topic isn't something they know well.
Yes, that's not my area is a common expression, meaning something is outside a person's knowledge or expertise. In this case, a specific part of the city they're unfamiliar with.
I'm afraid. A polite way of introducing bad news or a negative answer.
Yes, I'm afraid is used to soften bad news or a negative response, making it sound more polite and gentle. I'm afraid I can't help sounds much kinder than simply saying no.
Now, what if someone doesn't speak much English at all? How do you handle that situation?
Good question. In that case, gestures become very useful. You can point at a map, show a written address, or mime the action of walking with your fingers.
To mime? To act something out using body movements instead of words?
Yes, to mime means to communicate through physical actions and gestures, rather than words. If language fails, miming can bridge that gap effectively.
Bridge that gap. Connect two things that are otherwise separated, like a communication barrier.
Yes, to bridge a gap means to find a way to connect or solve a difference or problem. In this case, overcoming a language barrier through gestures instead of words.
That's such useful advice. Sometimes words aren't even necessary.
Exactly. A smile, a map, and a pointing finger can go a very long way.
Let's stop here for a moment.
More helpful phrases for tricky moments. Let's review.
First, not from around here. Not a local. Unfamiliar with the specific area.
Second, thank you anyway. Expressing gratitude even though someone couldn't help.
Third, that's not my area. An expression meaning something is outside a person's knowledge.
Fourth, I'm afraid. A polite way of softening bad news or a negative answer.
Fifth, to mime. To communicate through physical actions and gestures instead of words.
Sixth, to bridge that gap. To find a way to connect or solve a communication problem.
6 important phrases. Now let's go back to the story and find our way.
You know, I think we should also mention technology. Even without full internet, there are still ways to find your way.
That's true. Sometimes public Wi-Fi is available at cafes or shops.
Public Wi-Fi? Free wireless internet access provided in a public place?
Yes, public Wi-Fi is wireless internet that businesses or cities offer for free, usually in cafes, shops, libraries, or public squares. It can be a lifesaver when your data runs out.
A lifesaver? Something extremely helpful in a difficult or urgent situation?
Yes. A lifesaver refers to anything an object, a person, or even free Wi-Fi that helps you enormously during a difficult moment.
Good point. And downloading offline maps before you travel is another smart tip.
Offline maps? Maps saved on your phone that work without an internet connection?
Yes, offline maps are digital maps you download in advance, so you can use them even without internet access. Extremely useful when traveling somewhere with unreliable data.
That's a really practical piece of advice.
Now, let's continue our story. We're following the directions the shopkeeper gave us.
There's the clock tower, just like they said.
Just like they said. Exactly as described or promised.
Yes. Just like they said means the situation matches exactly what someone previously told you, confirming that their information was accurate.
And there's the second traffic light. Let's turn left here.
I can see the station sign in the distance.
We made it. I'm so relieved.
We made it. An expression meaning you successfully reached your destination or achieved something.
Yes, we made it is a very common happy expression used when you successfully accomplish something, especially after difficulty, like finally arriving after being lost.
Relieved, feeling comfort and reduced distress after a worry has passed.
Yes, Relieved describes the feeling of comfort you experience once anxiety or stress has been removed. Finding the station after being lost feels like a huge relief.
And I think our friend is right there, waving at us.
Waving, moving your hand from side to side to greet someone or attract attention.
Yes. Waving is a friendly hand gesture used to say hello, goodbye, or to get someone's attention from a distance.
What a relief. Being lost is stressful, but asking for help made all the difference.
Made all the difference. Had a very significant positive impact on the outcome?
Yes, made all the difference means something had a huge positive effect on the result. In our case, asking politely for directions completely changed our situation, from lost and stressed to found and relieved.
And that's the end of today's story.
What a relatable and useful lesson. We got lost, stayed calm, asked politely for help, dealt with someone who couldn't help, and finally found our way.
And we learned so much practical, everyday English along the way.
Let's do a final review of 10 key words and phrases from today.
First, a wrong turn, a mistaken change of direction while walking or driving.
Second, I'm sorry to bother you, a polite phrase used before asking for help.
Third, in the distance, visible but located far away.
Fourth, you've saved us, an expression meaning someone's help was extremely valuable.
Fifth, not from around here, not a local, unfamiliar with the area.
Sixth, I'm afraid, a polite way of softening bad news.
Seventh, to mime, to communicate through gestures instead of words.
Eighth, offline maps, maps saved on your phone that work without internet.
Ninth, we made it, an expression used when you successfully reach a destination.
10th, made all the difference, had a very significant positive impact on the outcome.
10 key phrases. Practice them, and if you ever find yourself lost in a foreign country, you will feel calm, confident, and prepared.
Remember, staying calm and asking politely is always the best first step, wherever you are in the world.
Now, one last time, today's question.
When you ask someone for directions and they don't know the area either, what polite phrase do they often use to say they cannot help?
Did you find the answer in the story? Write it in the comments below.
And if you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe to our channel.
We upload new videos every week with slow, clear English for beginners.
Thank you so much for watching Practice English Anytime.
Keep practicing, keep speaking, and never be afraid to make mistakes.
Mistakes are how we learn.
See you in the next video.
Bye, everyone.